Let's make a pilot.
Got the Sailor Moon cup this time. Oh wait, wrong way around. There you go. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Let's Make a Pilot documentary series, where I vlog the development and production of the Psychic Maria pilot. So originally, each episode was going to be dedicated to each stage of production, essentially, which I still tend on doing, but for today's episode, I thought it would be cool to round off everything I've done for the pilot in January so far. Well, everything I've done so far in January, you get the gist. Just to add some variety in the video, as well as get a new episode out ASAP for you guys. I also wanted to tally up everything I achieved so far to give myself a pat on the back and a pat on the bum. By the way, I plan on doing this for every month going forward, so expect a video going through the major work I've done in February, then March, and then so on and so forth, just to keep everyone updated on the pilot's progress. Also, this episode will be mostly scripted for the first time in this series. Episode 0 was unscripted outside of outlining the main topics I wanted to talk about, but when I watched the video after making it, I didn't like how rambly I was, as well as the constant barrages of yeah. While it was more natural, it didn't really give the video a nice flow. So writing down what I'm going to say will maintain a better flow in the video, as well as keeping things compact and organized. Also, that might be why my pupils will be going in all sorts of random directions in this video, so I do apologize in advance. I'll figure out a better way for me to look at the camera and the script at the same time, but you know, just make do with what we got so far, guys. So yeah, here's the official episode 1 of Let's Make a Pilot, so let's go through what I've made so far. Please keep in mind though that this show is still very early in development, so anything you see in this video could change. Also, if you're interested in the series and want to support it, I have now officially opened up a Patreon account. Yay! I'll go into more detail about it at the end of the video, but the link will be in the description if you want to check it out now. Anyway, let's dive right in and see what we've got so far. I know I sort of had this segment in the previous episode, but I've now got a more solid vision on what I want the show to be, so I thought I might as well go through what the main premise of the show is. So Psychic Maria is a 2D animated slice of life action comedy series about Maria, a 13-year-old autistic girl with psychic powers. Alongside her friends Crystal and Alice, they use their powers to fight their ongoing battles with their manifestations, creatures that are formed from their strongest negative emotions. The show takes place in Knaresborough, a small cozy town in North Yorkshire that's full of strange psychic energy and the manifestations that emerge from them. A lot of the comedy in the show stems from how the supernatural interacts with such a British town, as well as how relatable the main characters are. The show will be aimed at teenagers and young adults who want a fun, relatable comfort show with stupid and absurd comedy, as well as emotional beats that will make them feel validated for being different. So in short, I'm making a show I'd want to watch. Why not? I'm making it. Coming up with a new plot for the pilot has been a struggle for the past couple of years due to my constantly changing vision for the show, and as well as like just creative burnout and, you know, all that stuff. However, once I settled in on the current and hopefully last vision, I finally came up with a plot for the pilot, which I have outlined here in this big A3 art book, which is where I'm putting all the thumbnail storyboards in. And as you can see, I have got, I'm gonna blur it out to avoid spoilers, but I've got like the full story beats laid out here, so I can reference it for when I do the storyboards. Right here. I won't go into super great detail about the pilot's actual plot, just to keep a bit of intrigue and mystery. I will sort of talk about my creative process with it though. The main inspiration for this version of the pilot was actually the original Maria short film from 2021. I wanted to go back to Maria's original roots and expand upon them. The core message and appeal that made the short film work and resonate with people on a personal level, putting the viewer in the shoes of someone living in a world not built for them, constantly dealing with other people's expectations and how isolating and shitty that can feel, either due to neurodivergence, race, gender identity, sexuality, class, beliefs, disability, etc., etc. Just this time with a supernatural psychic twist and a quirky sense of humour. For the pilot, I wanted to sort of make an expanded sequel/reboot of the short film by focusing on Maria's masking, but explore why she masks and give her an obstacle that compels her to unmask, putting her on a hero's journey to save herself from isolation. That obstacle being to become friends with Crystal and Alice after being a loner for so long. And the only thing that's stopping her is the mask itself, who will actually be the main villain of the episode. It constantly tells Maria she can't have friends as her true self and that she's not worthy enough. The mask is one of the many manifestations in the show created by Maria's social anxiety. She must defeat it in a big psychic battle to overcome said anxiety. However, when a manifestation gets defeated, it's not permanent. They're recurring villains who can return to give the people who created them more trouble, to reflect how our internal struggles are never just a one-and-done battle. It's a constant, ongoing battle that takes time and perseverance to overcome. And I wanted to portray that feeling and journey in a fun, uplifting way that makes the characters feel like warriors for overcoming these hardships, and to inspire anyone watching it who might be going through the same issues as well. I also just think that this is a great setup for not just the show's world building, but also its themes and narrative structure, to give the audience a taste of what the rest of the show would be like if we get to make more episodes, making it very suitable for a pilot that introduces the show to the audience. So, yeah. Thumbs. Taking inspiration from regular show, I decided to do the storyboards in landscape post-it notes to get my ideas down faster, while also having the ability to rearrange boards if I need to. I've only done a few boards so far, like just a few A3 pages, showing Maria getting up, getting ready for school, but it's cooking. It's really cooking, baby. So this is a light board that my mum got me for my birthday 5 years ago, and when you light it up, sorry, it's a bit finicky today. So what I thought I could do is, if I need to like draw a storyboard that's in the same shot but with a different motion, I could just simply grab another post-it note here, and then I could just trace over it with a different drawing. What do I do with... So as you can see, I can just trace over the background in the previous shot so that I can make it look a bit more consistent. I mean, I'm still kind of loose with the drawings, but it just means that there's a nicer flow with the whole thing. So, and it'll allow me to come up with different poses, like snap 2 different poses for each character. So as you can see, I've got Sam here. I've probably made Sam too long here, but oh well, gets the idea across. Because the thing is though, these are just rough thumbnails to get an idea of what the motion is going to look like. But then once I do the animatic, I'm going to do some cleaner storyboards on Procreate. This is like just to get the general idea of what each action is going to look like. It's just for the sake of letting loose and getting it across. So there we go. We've got 2 different shots that take place in the same scene, and if I bring my book over, I am just going to add them to the book like this, and I'll just turn this off, and voila, I have added another board to the paper. Yeah, I also did a template on Procreate for the clean storyboards. Because I don't have access to Storyboard Pro or anything like that, I thought this could be a good way to board the pilot for the detailed animatic, while also being able to board it on the go. But here's a couple of random unrelated poses I did to practice. I aim to make more progress with the thumbs in February, but I think I made a good start so far. I now know what the full story is, just, yeah, need to flesh it out. The character art style has been majorly influenced by the works of artists like Yuji Yukawa, Rodney Greenblatt, Brian Lee O'Malley, Rumiko Takahashi, Craig McCracken, just that stretchy, noodly, thick outline Y2K art style that was common in the 2000s. I wanted to give the show a nostalgic, expressive, rebellious feel while also being mature, and the artists I highlighted manifest that feeling effectively through strong poses, simple shapes, big-eyed facial expressions with crazy mouth shapes, colourful visual language, and thick outlines. Yeah. And because I'm just a fan of their work, my art style is kind of a milkshake of various aspects of their and other artists' art, so yeah, it just kind of all came together. As you may have seen on my art post featuring Maria over the past few years, she will have an updated design compared to the old pilot. It's mainly small but significant tweaks that I think have made her design more appealing, mainly with her proportions. Her hands and feet are a lot bigger to give her design more stability and youth. Her legs and dress are now curved inwards so they don't look so narrow, adding to the stability, because trust me, she needs it with a massive ponytail like hers. And her eyes are now bigger and placed further up on her forehead to allow better facial expressions and to give her mouth more room. This is very different from how she looks in the original pilot, but for me, it doesn't really feel new, as this is pretty much how I've been drawing Maria for the past few years now, since I last did proper work on the original pilot. As my art evolved during that time, of course I'd want to try and improve Maria's design without any dramatic overhauls, and I think we've now got the perfect look for the character. You know who did get a massive overhaul though? Crystal. Crystal and Alice are characters that I only just created around summertime last year to give Maria a couple of psychic friends to bounce off of. Both of them had these designs back when I created them. Crystal was originally meant to be this short, sharp-nosed, chavvy girl who's quite savage, kind of mean, throwing insults at her friends to hide her own insecurities, basically the wisecracking smart-ass of the group. However, because of her personality, it didn't really make sense for Maria and Alice wanting to be friends with someone that mean, especially when both of them get bullied enough as it is, so I thought, after rewatching Chicken Run of all things with my girlfriend, I kind of wanted to make her a more friendly, happy-go-lucky, kind of ditzy, airheaded chav who's pretty much a younger version of Babs from Chicken Run. But as a result, I didn't think her sharp, diva-ish design really suited her anymore, so I thought I would completely overhaul her design. I gave her softer edges, more round shapes, made her taller and lankier because not only did I now want both her and Alice to be a year older than Maria to make them seem cooler in Maria's eyes, but to make her look like her head is always in the clouds to repress her deep trauma. I still kept her colour palette, her outfit, and long hair as it really suited her 2000s girly pop vibe, but now she's got a smaller nose, she's got more alien-like eyes to suit her fish out of water vibe. Honestly, I preferred this design way more from the previous one. It's just better suits her new direction and it looks more appealing to boot. Alice is an alt-gothic transgender girl who's the same age as Crystal. She's more chill and monotone than the other two girls. She's also very smart and helps keep the rest of the gang grounded. She is more emotionally distant due to being bullied and dismissed by the people at school towards her gender identity, which is something that Maria can relate to with her autistic traits and something that Crystal can also relate to for how many rumours the other kids spread around her. Alice was originally drawn like this around the same time I created Crystal. Much like her, Alice also got a redesign recently, but not as dramatic. I essentially made her torso a bit taller as it looked a bit too weird in the original design, while still keeping her tall legs to show her being the more mature one between her and Crystal, along with the platform shoes that help showcase her groundedness. I also changed her outfit to feel more inspired from 2000s alt-goth fashion. She has a graphic tee with a Radiohead knockoff logo on it instead of a plain shirt, a stripy long-sleeved undershirt and black trousers instead of dark green to better match with the rest of the outfit, and her gothy vibe in general. She also now has a red leather belt for some Shadow the Hedgehog vibes, some of that hot sauce, bridging her shirt and trousers together for some subtle visual variety. Her hair is also a bit blockier with beveled edges at the top to contrast from Maria's more sharp hair and Crystal's more round hair. Oh, hello, Spice. Returning from the original Maria short film is Miss Stickland, Maria's form tutor and art teacher. A lot of people seem to like her from the short film, and there will be an art class scene in the pilot, so I wanted to bring her back. She's also got a slight redesign, exaggerating her shapes a bit more in proportions, and making her jumper baggier with an added little daisy necklace. The biggest challenge I had with redesigning her was translating her skin colour to be a main colour from the rainbow spectrum, as no human in the Psychic Maria universe has a normal skin colour, opting for vibrant colours instead to make the characters more inclusive to everybody and to push for palettes that match their personalities. In the short film, where the characters had real skin tones, she's a person of colour, and I wanted to avoid accidentally choosing a main colour from the rainbow with connections to negative portrayals of people of colour in the past. So I got in touch with my friend Adine for some advice with colour choices. I showed them some colour variants I designed and they really liked the purple one, so I went with that, and I think it really suits her. I think she looks amazing, and you know, it's like a really mean school that Maria goes to. She kind of needs a teacher that's nice to her, so yeah, Miss Stickland is essential for the pilot. Speaking of characters though, along with their visual designs, they also need voices! There we go. Got work tomorrow, so no cider for me today. While we're not at the stage yet of recording dialogue, as well, most of the dialogue has not been written yet, I have started negotiating with voice actors to bring the characters to life. Sadly, I do have to start this segment off with some unfortunate news. Due to her having some creative differences with the script, Nia, who voiced Maria in the original version of the pilot, will not be returning to reprise her role. Regardless of such, I appreciate the work she's done for the old pilot, and I wish her all the best in the future. With Nia out of the project, that obviously means that Maria needs a new voice. Luckily, thanks to my lovely girlfriend and her job making bagels, she managed to find someone new for the character to take her in a new direction to match the new direction of the series. She's auditioned and she's already got the role. I would like to introduce Jade as the new voice of Maria.
Shit, fuck, why did I say that? Now either I come off as fake or they can see I like Bounce Bop and they think I'm cringe for liking Bounce Bop. Oh god, this is hopeless. I wasn't meant to have friends. They're too cool for you. I'm gonna be alone forever. Oh my god, my life sucks. I'm gonna be alone forever.
Hey! You're holding up the line, mate.
Oh. Sorry, so sorry.
Jade is also a fellow animator who's British, but kind of alternate between a British accent and an American accent in a normal speaking voice, which I thought would be a good fit for Maria's character, as I'm sure many autistic people like me can relate to having accent echolalia from consuming so much American media growing up. Fucking brainwashed. Anyway, I'm super happy to have Jade on board, and I look forward to recording a performance to bring Maria to life. Lastly, trailing back to the original pilot, Beth, who voiced Sam in that iteration, will be returning to reprise her role as Sam.
Maria, the alarm. Turn it off. Maria, the alarm, turn it off. It's doing me head in.
As well as the voice of Crystal, I thought her thick Leeds accent at a slower, higher pitch would be a great fit for Crystal's warm and scatterbrained nature.
Oh wow, you like Bounce Bob too? I loved that since I was a child. I love that he bounces and that he's called Bob.
I've also been negotiating with other people to voice the other characters in the pilot, including Alice, but they're not 100% confirmed yet. I will reveal more in the future once I've got more people settled in. I am so excited to work with many talented voice actors for this project. It's really cool. Speaking of audio, though. So in the previous episode, I stated that I wanted to get into music composing and songwriting so I can make the soundtrack I want for my projects, including Psychic Maria. Well, I can say now that I've officially started learning music and have been practicing on Logic Pro for the iPad. How has it been turning out this far? Well, I've released 2 singles so far. Which you can now listen to on Spotify and various other streaming platforms that DistroKid just sends them to. Link in the description. Also, special thank you to my friend Nadine for providing me with a referral discount so I can get a subscription with DistroKid. Nadine, thank you so much for the generous referral. I really appreciate it, as well as your advice on Miss Stickland's character design as mentioned earlier. Even though I've just started music composing as a skill, I'm actually quite proud of what I've created so far. I've been mainly studying music theory and experimenting with different genres just to get a feel for it. One thing I love about using the iPad to compose is how I can just use the Apple Pen to create keys and beats on the piano roll very efficiently. It's just super convenient and I love it. I've also been practicing with this MIDI keyboard a friend of mine lent to me. It's got a joystick, look, you can move it around like a Wii U gamepad. This has been really useful for like brainstorming melodies in a more natural way, and it's just really convenient. You've even got like pads and tuners you can use to edit plugins and add like different drum sounds to different buttons, so yeah, it's really good. So good, in fact, that I've used some birthday money to get my own keyboard. I still need to return this to my friend, but I'm seeing it. I'm seeing them on Saturday, so they will have it back by then. For Psychic Maria's music, I'm sort of going for the anime or sort of SpongeBob Ren and Stimpy approach, where even though SpongeBob Ren and Stimpy, they're like from a music library that's widely used. The OST is like a collection of songs that will play in certain contexts and leitmotifs. So for a sad scene, one of a few songs will play for that scene, and that same song will play in another sad scene in another episode. There will still be songs just made for the episode, like battle themes and key moments, but this approach will allow me to focus on making a good, memorable song while also not having to worry about the song perfectly being timed with each moment of the scene, even though that still does work in building an atmosphere, so I will utilize it in certain scenes. But I wanted the OST to repeat songs because I feel like it will make the music more memorable and will allow the audience to build an emotional connection to the show. Like, if you play a background song from SpongeBob or any anime like One Piece, to anyone who's familiar with those shows, they'll be able to recognize the song because of how many times you hear it in said shows. I also think for a comfort show about an autistic child who likes to have a routine and like gets nostalgic, having songs that are familiar to the recurring audience will make the show feel more welcoming and cozy for the neurodivergent crowd, building an emotional bond with them. I'm sort of going for a wide range of genres and styles based on, well, just music I like and what I think would suit the show and the emotions. Like for the standard day-to-day happy music, I want to go for a Japanese C-pop vibe, similar to artists like Henri. There's a bit of new age like Enigma and sort of Fruga Aero style music for the chill emotional scenes, kind of like Wii and 3DS music. And also a bit of 90s trance, New Jack Swing, similar to like the Sonic CD soundtrack or anything composed by Hideki Nakamura for the battle music, and so on and so forth. There's like a lot of genres I want to incorporate into Psychic Maria, and I'm really excited. While not a lot of the music has been fully created yet, I have already made a start on some music for the pilot. For instance, here's a song I created for emotional scenes called MySpace. Like when Maria's chilling out in a bedroom that looks like an infinite Azure with floating bubbles and stuff around it, like a Y2K style CGI render. I'm also currently working on a battle theme for The Mask, which is nowhere near finished, and I'm currently having some technical issues with it, as for some reason, Logic Pro for the iPad, well, for that particular song won't let me play the first notes of each track in it for some reason, so I might start again from scratch because it's fine in all the songs I've created afterwards. But yeah, like, we'll see how that goes. As for what will be accompanying the music, as you can see from the art, the show will be going for a loose, cartoony, thick outline, sort of Y2K art style, very reminiscent of Cartoon Network shows from the late 90s to early 2010s, focusing on strong poses and expressive faces with a warm, vibrant colour palette to make the show pop and to match the show's core message of individuality. I wanted to incorporate some mixed media into the show as well, much like Gumball, Smiling Friends, Courage, etc., to represent how otherworldly and horrifying some of the situations the main characters go through in the show, as well as for some comedic gags. My girlfriend Katie is going to crochet a cow for the pilot. For The Mask, I wanted to make a clay model that changes expressions through replacement mouths and eyes that you pop into the face, sort of like a potato head toy. The mask being a clay model instead of a 2D character represents how Maria adapts into a material world not built for her by using a mask made out of an unfamiliar material. Girl. I even already bought some clay and this mash mask from Hobbycraft and everything, just so I can use it as a base. It smells like cats. For the fight scenes and the particle effects of all the psychic abilities, I wanted to sort of go for a Fruitiger Metro aesthetic, as I really love this visual style. It gives off this bold, rebellious and colourful edge that I think would fit the show's theme of not conforming to social norms and just being yourself. I want the psychic auras to be these bold, contrast-heavy shapes that sort of pulse and ripple when surrounding a character or object, then explode in a flashy spectacle when deactivated or when it's being used as an attack, giving a sort of hypnotic, psychedelic feel to the fight scenes. I mentioned in the last episode that I was considering Moho for the show's animation. However, I'm now considering maybe giving Blender a go as well, mainly because of the grease pencil tool. I mainly got the inspiration from watching Thrash Bash's Plinko and Mark pilot. He uploaded a short showcasing how they use Blender to animate, edit, and composite the pilot, and I love seeing how convenient and nice it looked, how you can add 3D layers and stretch out certain parts of drawings. His pilot has a very similar art style to what I'm going for, so I thought it'd be worth giving it a go for my own pilot. I still haven't tried Blender out yet, but I'm gonna learn how to use it. Let me know in the comments if you've got any cool and helpful tips and tricks on using Blender for 2D animation and mixed media. Not to mention the fact that Blender is free as well, which would allow other animators I want to hire for the project to be able to use it without me worrying about a business license or anything like that, which would cut production costs dramatically. It's not about the money, money, money. We don't need your money, 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 or do we? As I mentioned earlier, I have just launched a Patreon account to help with funding for the project. I'm currently funding this pilot with my own pocket, mainly from my income from my kitchen assistant job, which does help, but I wanted to start a Patreon so I can secure extra funding for the pilot specifically. This is mainly to go towards stuff like Adobe software for editing and compositing, music software, paying voice actors and some extra artists to work on the pilot, as I don't want anyone who would work on this to do it voluntarily. Domain fees, any additional equipment and assets like for the mixed media aspect. Just anything that is contributing to the production of this show, essentially. Over on Patreon, we've got different tiers for different audiences, so the more you donate a month, the more perks and rewards you get from it. They're also named after Sugar, Spice and Salt, these cool, bizarre catapus dudes that are positive manifestations in the show. $3 a month gets your name credited in all my videos and artwork, including Psychic Maria. $7 a month also gets you 2-day early access to videos and music, with special 1-week early access to major completed projects like the pilot. Ooh. $15 a month also gets you exclusive behind the scenes content with work in progress posts and other cool stuff that won't be posted anywhere else before release. And finally, $30 also gets you or your own OC a background cameo in the Psychic Maria pilot. However, just to make this tier manageable, it will have limited spots available and you must commit to it until the pilot comes out, so only go for this if you are 100% confident with it. But even if you can't contribute any money towards the project, that's cool too. In fact, just watching this video will also support the project. Once I get this channel monetized again, I'll hopefully be able to use the ad revenue from my videos to fund the project. Normally I don't tell people to like, comment, share and subscribe as it's pretty self-explanatory, but please do if you like. It would really help me a lot. Not only will it spread more awareness about the project, but YouTube's algorithm uses audience engagement to recommend videos to people within a certain niche or interest, so please, spread the word. For additional funding and fan service, I also plan on creating some Psychic Maria merch. I don't know who with yet or when, but I know I and many others want merch. I want to make Psychic Maria swag happen. But as well, merch sales are a massive part of animation funding, even in indie animation. That's why Glitch often promotes new merch at the end credits of a lot of their shows, because they know merch sales are a major source of income for them, which is why they push for it so hard. So why not make some Psychic Maria merch too? Hell yeah. As of now, we are working with a low budget based on my current income, especially for modern indie animation standards, but I don't think it will affect the quality of the pilot. With the right resources and people on board, I think we're going to make something truly special here. The budget mostly dictates the speed of production. Animation takes a long time for just one person to create, so I'm hoping in the future we can earn a higher budget so I can hire more artists to do more work for an episode, getting them out more frequently, which is the long-term goal with this pilot, turning it into a small studio-sized production. So yeah, whether you donate money on Patreon or just watch the content, you are supporting the production of this pilot, so thank you. So then, we are now 1 month into development of this new version of the pilot, and as you can see from this video, we are still very early in development, Jesus Christ. But you know what? I think I have made way more progress towards this project than I have done in the past few years, and you know, I think I can cut myself a bit of slack for that. To recap, I can now create music. We've got a premise for the show and a plot for the pilot that I'm happy with. Refined the character designs and personalities more, negotiated with voice actors, and I opened up a Patreon finally. All in 1 month. If I keep this momentum up, then we're just going to get closer and closer to finishing the pilot each day. I just want to say a huge thank you for all the love and support I received from all my friends and family, as well as all the fans that have been following this project for quite a while now. It means the world to me, and it's given me extra motivation and passion to finally finish this project and get Psychic Maria made into a full series. If you want to stay updated with the project, then please subscribe to my channel here, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and stay tuned for more episodes of this documentary series for other cool stuff. Once again, if you would like to support the show, then please support me over on Patreon, link in description below. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Four, three.